This is really retarded. A second. This is all right. I don't know what's happening right now. Where is let's try a different way. Alright, I think this should work. Watching Sandy talk bad shit about Becker. Of course. That's what Sandy does. Oh, I know why you're saying that about food, because it was on my Twitter. Let's see if we can fix this. Just getting set up, guys. Trying new stuff. So I see Mr. Bill, and I see Pat Ulrich. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Let's see if I can get the volume down on this. How about that? That's probably better, right? Now you guys can hear me. 5 people in here so far. Welcome, welcome. As I always say, if you would throw your name, a small comment in the chat so I know who's in here, that would be great. So I can welcome everybody to the show. I'm down to 3 people. All right, let's see if I can just stop this. And go back here and switch them up. Or I could just hide that. Stop. Yeah, it makes me big. All right, I think this is working. And I got 2 people. Where's everybody going? Come on, people, come back in here. I'm done screwing around, I promise. Should I turn on the Sandy space? Maybe I'll turn on the Sandy space. See what's going on over there. Why not, right? It's something to talk about. I don't know if you guys want to hear it or not, but what I'll do is I'll just put it on this one. That way I can control the volume and see if you guys want to hear it or not without having to see it on the screen. Oh, I need to turn my sound up so I can hear it.
I gotta leave people alone. We're trying to be role models and trying to give.
Hello. Come back here. Come back here.
Decides for themselves. They're adults. They know the consequences. I'm trying to tell myself, leave people alone. I know why I'm there. I'll play a video and have conversation with the people in the community and get to know you. More important to learn about you.
All right, I'm down to one
I
person.
know about them. What's your favorite color? What's your hobbies? What kind of music do you like? Know you as a person. Not fucking politics.
I need something to drink.
I would love.
Let's get some people in here.
We don't know each other.
I would love to.
I don't know, share it out, tell somebody about it, whatever. Let's get some people in here. There's not very many people live tonight.
Whether or not you believe it or not, I don't think you put enough effort into that.
Yeah, I'm not there to do that. You can understand. I'm not there to.
So I figured it's a good time for me to jump on here.
Because I live in Idaho.
Not stepping on anybody's toes. There we go. Now it's climbing back up.
Because then you're going to miss something.
Welcome. Throw your name in the comment in the chat if you would. That way I know who's here.
My mission is not to come there to
Get
make
camera ready
friends.
real
My
quick.
mission was to prove Trump wrong. That's it.
I was listening to the Pam space a little bit ago. And I just kind of had enough.
I'm confused. We went from.
If you guys want to hear it, then we'll put it
It's
on.
nice to just talk.
So you can hear it anyways. I think you can hear it on my microphone.
To protesters and learn about each other.
Somebody let me know how it looks, how it sounds.
I don't have time to do social.
Hello, Britt. Welcome.
It's not what I'm there for.
Thank you, everybody.
I'm not there to make friends. I'm not there to be social. Now, the common social, of course, you talk for a minute.
I don't
you
know
go on
how
and you
to
do
add a
this.
banner to this yet.
Because I'm in the middle of trying to catch videos of what's happening. And I have to drop a conversation and run across the street, right?
Let me
You gotta understand that.
turn it down just a little bit.
Now,
No,
wait,
shut up.
30 seconds.
if anybody wants to invite me for coffee,
All right. If we want to hear it, then I can turn it up, whatever. But
an hour, get to know, that's fine. I can plan it. And I
there's not that many
can
people in here. But I'll just say I've been kind of quiet this week. I've been really sick. I'm still a little bit sick, so if I sound
It's
all
like trying to get a nurse
effed up, that's why.
to have a conversation with you.
Been trying to not do so much, trying to get better.
You gotta be specific.
And but I'm bored. This is my Friday. I got a 12-hour shift tonight. I need something to keep me occupied. So,
I don't know.
like I said, I figured since somebody else was doing a live that I would throw one on here. Figure out what everybody's talking about. Mr. Bill said he wants the night off, so I'm not stepping on his toes. Danny and Chris are on also, but Danny and Chris are always on. That's always an option.
To get to Gen 6. And I think that's what we're seeing a little bit of right now.
But yeah, here we are. 3 people in here.
I think
Can't very well talk a great conversation with only 3 people.
They didn't hear anybody out in 30 seconds. It puts everything you say in question.
Is that Sandy? I'm so over the whole Sandy thing. I'll tell you that right now.
I'm a naive.
If I get some more people in here, we'll discuss Sandy because that's what everybody's talking about.
Okay.
It even caused some drama for me this week.
Listening to me. Why? You think of what you're going to share. I said you can't talk and we'll have a good conversation. If you
God, I'm so tired of hearing Pam's voice.
She's busy.
I'm making a video for Mrs. Angry. She created a song, and I've been producing it for her, and I'm making a video for her. So I've kind of had Pam, unfortunately, had Pam stuck in my head because the video's about Pam. And I'm really tired of seeing and hearing her, really. She's so full of crap that it just flows out of her mouth.
Everybody stays peaceful, but
she wouldn't know the truth if it bit her in her geriatric ass.
What do you think about what happened to me? And you said,
And it kind of upsets me
That wasn't there.
that the only reason she's still relevant is because we keep making her relevant.
References.
Because we keep going in her spaces, we keep engaging her. Even her side doesn't care anymore.
However,
Even her side doesn't care anymore. She's just a
they don't trust me at all.
big, seriously old bag of wind,
But I keep trying.
and we keep
trying.
her in the forefront.
I'm getting that so
God, I need a shave tomorrow.
My security guard.
Oh, I'm not exactly camera ready. Like I said, I've been sick all week. I had to work 10 to 12 hour shifts anyways, so I haven't been getting much better. But I have plans this weekend, so, or at least Friday,
It's actually coming home.
I'm relevant because of my dance. Well, you are, Bill. As long as you keep dancing, people still keep watching. I have plans Friday, possibly Saturday. So I think I'm gonna, with your guys' help, I'm gonna make it through this 12-hour shift here. I had to come in early. I've been in for an hour and a half already. And I'm gonna make it through this shift. I'm gonna sleep all day Thursday, maybe all night Thursday night. And hopefully I feel better by Friday.
All I gotta say is you should be careful.
I've been so sick that I'm not even really up on all the current news and current gossip and all of that because I've just been basically working and sleeping.
Hey, like, why did you respond?
And it kind of sucks. So if we stay on here long enough that I discover some news, then you guys will be discovering it with me. But you guys know that's how I like to do it anyways. I like to discover things together. Won't you be my neighbor? All that sort of thing.
Don't talk to Megan.
I just told you.
I don't know why you're taking the night off, Bill, but I think you deserve it. You're on just about all the time. Hello, Unscripted. How are we?
No, you said that, but why
Yeah, if you want to take a night off, maybe even 2 nights off, whatever, I don't think anybody's going to hate you for it.
Do you think
you're on a couple times a day sometimes, but you're on at least once every day. You're a pretty hardworking streamer and restreamer, however you want to put it. I don't know if we're considered podcasters. I'm not sure how that works.
I'm helping you figure it. Perfect.
Man, I'll tell you what, guys, I'm a little proud of myself. I'm kind of like digging my new background. What do you guys think? I'm not in Quincy's house like Bill is.
In response to the violence.
Why are your chats coming up on the screen? How do I do that?
You replied to it.
Whatever.
That's all of chat. I don't think I want to do that. That takes away from things.
I know your message. Don't talk to me. Whatever. Love on you. I'm not talking about that.
Oh, I think because I clicked it, right? Bingo. There we go. All right. You guys want chat on the screen or not? I guess I can turn it off if we do some story stuff or whatever. For right now, we can have it on.
I want to give you that grace. I do also think
not that you can see it all that well with my background.
All of the
what if I move it a little bit?
I'm doing and who I am and what like,
try that. See if everybody likes that.
It's a public fucking problem. It's gonna be a team sport.
But yeah, hey, good evening, Rooster. Last few days I've been doing a lot of editing work. I made a new video. I'm working on a video for the wife. I've been working on the streaming thing. Like you see, I got a new background. I still wish this whole green screen thing's kind of weird. It creeps my wife out. But it's better than just looking at me in a white steel wall, right? You guys are tired of seeing my cell block behind me.
I can't do that anymore.
God, she's so disingenuous. Oh, man. She's so full of shit, just literally full of shit. And that's her grift. And the left fall for it. I mean, even they're starting to just completely not care. Like I said, we're the ones that keep her alive.
I mean, especially if
and it's stupid because she's not worth the time and energy that we put into her. There's so much more important things going on, guys, boys and girls. So much more important things that are going on. I was watching Arturo on the way into work,
Probably another.
or listening. I'm driving, so I'm not exactly watching, but
Some of them that
I like
were
putting on his show and just putting the volume up, and I listen while I'm driving.
from behind.
And he brought up a really good
stealing
point.
my shit. It was
That a lot of us
people.
don't care about voting anymore.
No business making any
I'm guilty.
They cannot never
Not that I don't care. I'm just
Don't put my
slacking.
big mouth.
I switched counties recently, so I got to go to my county seat
What
and
happened on either side, right?
do all of my switching around so I get a ballot for my new county of residence. And I haven't done it. I've just been putting it off.
Okay.
Not you,
But-
not you, not you.
Yeah, I don't want to Restream Portland, Andy. I'm not.
Sandy, I don't
No,
know.
I'm not doing the whole Restream and everybody else thing.
What if you
It'll give me a
were
headache.
told what happened and then you were
Um,
talk to Megan?
The voting
It
thing.
sounded like it sounded like you made it your business.
In Oregon,
Exactly, it shouldn't. I made a mistake.
we get
Okay.
to the point where we feel like voting doesn't really matter. Us conservatives do anyways.
I want to help you and I want to.
And we just don't want to vote anymore because it seems pointless
Okay.
here in the Pacific Northwest.
I'm going to go to Minnesota.
And
kind of different.
I still.
That's sad. I don't like that. I've been in trouble in my life, and I was denied my right to vote for a long time. And
That's the thing. Everybody can throw on black voters.
there's a lot of consequences to doing bad things. I was a bad.
Some questions I'm not going to answer.
Oh my goodness! And now she's going to call in the middle of the live stream.
That's an easy.
All right, hang on, guys, for a second. I got to answer a phone call if I can figure out how to mute this,
Regardless how many.
and I will be right back.
Yeah. Get this weird lore.
All right, so that was Mrs. Angry telling me she's got some interesting stuff to tell me, and she's
Hammed arrangement syndrome.
coming back from a leftist-filled event in downtown Portland. So this ought to be pretty interesting. And apparently she saw some people downtown that she's seen on live stream. So I'm kind of curious to find out what she has to say. Maybe I can get her to call in later or something and let us know about her nightly adventures. Anything. Well, I doubt she saw Pam because Pam's not in Oregon right this minute. I don't think so anyway. She could be. She could be doing her space from here, but usually she does her spaces from home, which is not in Portland, by the way. She does not live in Portland. She's threatening to move back down here, but right now she's not even a local. I don't live in Portland proper, but I live close enough to drive down there frequently.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
And like I said, my wife is not far from there
If you're not interested in having that opportunity,
as we speak. So we still consider ourselves Portlanders. Me more so than her. I've had a dozen Portland addresses over the last 30 years, and I've built houses and remodeled houses and done a lot of business in Portland. I still go to Portland for business from time to time. So I consider myself a Portlander. Pam is not. Pam used to be, but Pam lives in Idaho. But she not doing so well up there with her social circle, so she comes down here to work her grift. And it's sad that we keep perpetuating it, but it is what it is. Anyways, what was I talking about? I was talking about voting. That's what I was talking about. We got to vote, people. We really, really need to vote. I'm turning her down because I can't stand to hear her voice anymore. One day challenge to not talk about Panty for one day, and we ran out of there fast. Well, on Filter, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to change the subject. I'm sorry. Like I said, I've been making videos and doing songs and listening to spaces, so I kind of got Pam on the brain, but I'm going to try to change the subject, keep the topic off of her. And I'm talking about voting. Anywhere you are. I know a lot of you guys are not Oregonians, not Portlanders, but this counts for anywhere. I know that Arturo likes to keep up on political stuff, and he said that down in Texas where he's at, they're having some votes, some elections, however you want to say it, that he didn't even know about. We need to be better informed if we want to win anything. Don't feel bad. The most watched Portland Patriots are all convicted felons and can't vote. Unfortunate, but some can't control their emotions and most likely will are looking at jail again. Well, that seems like a troll comment. Most of the watched Portland Patriots are all convicted felons. Well, here's the thing, Mr. Walker, is I can vote. I've been clean long enough and had my shit together long enough that I got my voting rights back. Not all of us are repeat offenders. My convictions are 30 years ago. I'm not embarrassed to talk about it. I've been doxxed before, people know. And I don't make a secret of it anyways because I consider myself a success story. I was a stupid kid. I was a retarded kid, a youth. I did a lot of really stupid stuff, and I've told everybody in my life, stupid hurts. And when I was stupid, life made me pay for it. Life made me hurt. Would you quit with this advertisement crap? And I actually spent my incarcerated time actually rehabilitating and getting my head straight so that when I came out, I didn't do it again. And I actually moved across the country. My convictions were in the state of Ohio because that's where I grew up. And when I got out, my family and I decided I was going to go as far away from Ohio as I could without swimming. So here I am in Oregon. And I've pretty much stayed out of trouble since. A couple of stupid drunk nights over the years. I had a really exciting New Year's Eve one year. But nothing major. And I haven't been in jail for more than an hour or so on backed up traffic tickets or whatever, dumb misdemeanor stuff that I had to pay for because I forgot to pay a ticket here or there, whatever. They don't even do that anymore, but back in the day they used to. But I have 30 years of staying out of trouble. So your comment is kind of moot in this room, buddy. I don't judge people on the fact that they made mistakes when they were younger. And I don't always judge people on what they were convicted of either, because I know how the justice system works. And I know people get wrongly convicted of things. I know people get convicted of things that are not actually the whole story and what really happened. So if you want to come in here and troll patriots because some of them had blemishes on their records, you're barking up the wrong tree here. Because I am a 2-time convicted felon that has county sheriff's party at his house. So, but I am allowed to vote now. And when I got my voting right, when I realized I could, I think the laws actually changed. I think back in the day when I got convicted, you lost your rights for good. But I think the laws have changed. That's one thing that the Democrats did good for me, was made convicted felons eligible to vote after you jump through some hoops and after you spend some time clean. So I was extremely honored and happy and feeling blessed when I got my voting rights back. And I've made it a point to vote in every single election I can ever since, to make my voice heard, to take advantage of one of the most awesome rights that we have as American citizens. Voting is very important to me, and I've made sure that, howdy Ed K, I've made sure that I've emphasized to my family, everybody in my family that's eligible to vote, we actually make it a family day. And we don't vote by mail. We all discuss our choices, or the pros and cons, and whatever. There's no influencing. We're all adults. We put on the paper whatever we want with minimal ridicule. And then we all hop in the truck and we go down to the courthouse and we all hand deliver our ballots together as a family. It's actually a family event when we vote. That's how much we cherish it. That's how much we appreciate it. And in Oregon, sometimes it feels like your vote doesn't matter. But to me, even though I'm very cynical, and I like it's programmed in my head that it doesn't matter, but I'm going to do it anyways because I can, whether it matters or not. I'm going to make my voice heard. I liken it to if you're in the woods and you think there's animals, you hear rustling in the leaves, in the broken twigs and whatnot, and you think there's an animal in those woods with you. Those of us who know how to play in the woods will know that you make lots of noise. You yell, you scream, you bang your water jug on a tree or something to make more noise. Whether it matters or not, whether it's actually accomplishing anything or not, whether there's a freaking animal in the woods by you or not. Your first instinct and what makes you feel better is making a lot of noise to scare off whatever's there. And you could be doing it for absolutely nothing. You could be yelling at yourself. You could be yelling at, unintelligible trees. But you're going to do that. You're going to yell. You're going to make your voice heard. And that's how I feel about voting, whether it counts or not, whether Oregon's so far gone that my vote really doesn't matter or not. I don't care. I'm going to vote. I'm going to put my voice out there. I'm going to speak my mind with the pen in my ballot. I think we all need to do that. And I think if it does still matter and there is still hope, I think holding on to our voting rights is one way to ensure that it does. Because it could be just a tactic to where they're trying to get us all disheartened and feel disenfranchised and we don't vote anymore. And then they automatically win. They don't even have to do anything. It's an honor and privilege to vote, even if your side has no chance. Yeah, I agree. That's what I'm saying, Ed K. I'm going to vote because I can. And if you've never had that right taken away from you, you can't understand. Especially, some people are just apathetic. Some people just don't care. But if you care about politics and you care about your country and then they tell you you're not allowed to vote, that's heartbreaking. It really is. So, like I said, I make it a point to vote in every election, even school board elections, whatever. And I do my homework. I have a rule, and it's kind of a weird rule, but it forces me to interact. It forces me to figure out what's going on. I do not vote for anybody that I have not personally shook hands with and looked in the eyes. And I do it on both sides. If I know I'm going to vote for somebody, I will make it a point to find that person and meet that person and have at least a couple minute conversation with that person. And I even had one Democrat convince me to vote for him because of that. Because we became buddies. We weren't friends by any means, but we were buddies. And we went and had a couple of lunch meetings and whatever, and would sit and BS. And we both knew that we're both politically opposed to each other, but he was a good person. He thought I was a good person. And to the point where I chose him over the Republican candidate because, first of all, it's supposed to be a nonpartisan position. It was a county commissioner position, which is supposed to be nonpartisan, but obviously they're not, and nobody should believe that they are. I'm not judging them. I'm just pointing out that many can't vote because of their records. Yeah, and also Walker, because they're also young. I'm old, so I kind of was able to outlast my ban, I guess you could say. Um, if, like I said, I've stayed clean for a long, long time and really changed my life around from what I used to be. So I got my privileges back. So I'm hoping that they can do the same. Anybody that's made mistakes as a youth, as a younger person, my prayer and hope for them is to recognize, to rehabilitate, and do it for long enough that you start. I'm working on getting my gun rights back. I got my voting rights back. I had a 780 credit score for a while before the pandemic ruined all that. But yeah, so you can change. You can change. You've just got to find the right motivation and be in the right people surrounding you that will support that change. And luckily for me, I did. I got surrounded by a different kind of people than what I was hanging out with beforehand. And like I said, I moved completely across the country to let geography help me with my journey, and it did. Back when I first moved out here to Portland, it was awesome. I loved Portland. I've not been back to Ohio since I moved out here, sadly, because I want to go visit family and stuff back there. But the farthest I've been back east has been North Dakota since I moved out here. And for a long time, I had no desire to go back there because I felt like a junkie, that if I went back there and I was exposed to that again, that I would fall back into the same lifestyle. So I just stayed away from it. I'm kind of like an alcoholic, only instead of alcohol, it's the East Coast, or Eastern Midwest, Great Lakes region, whatever you want to call it, but where I grew up. And I was afraid if I went back there that I would end up staying there. So I haven't visited, but sooner or later, because I want to take my wife and see where I grew up and all that. Although it's much different now. Because Cleveland, just like Portland, is a blue run city, and it's kind of a shithole, and things progress for the worse, not for the better. But here's the thing. Ooh, we just got a frost advisory. Wow, it's going to get cold tonight. If you vote and things don't go your way, you kind of have the option of saying, well, I kind of knew that was going to happen anyways, but at least I tried. That's what I do a lot here in Oregon. I'm like, I really didn't think my side was going to win, but at least I gave it everything I could to help my side win. But on the rare occasion, and it may not be as rare where you are, I don't know where you're watching from, but you could be in a red state or whatever. But here in Oregon, on the rare occasion that a conservative does win, or some conservative bill does get passed, some legislature gets through, or benefit program, or some socialist agenda gets axed, when there's some kind of social reform that works in a conservative's favor, there's a joy to that, saying, I helped make that happen. There's a joy to saying, I helped. I took part in that victory. So I give myself that opportunity. If I don't vote, I can't celebrate when we win because I didn't do anything to help. I will put signs in my yard. I will go talk to people. I've volunteered at petition booths, all of that stuff, because I want to know, and I want to be able to tell my grandchildren that I didn't just sit back and bitch about things, that I actually got out and did my part. I want to be able to say that for real and with a clear conscience. If you just sit back and bitch about things while staring at your computer or staring at your TV, but you don't actually get off your ass and do anything to help, you really don't have the right to bitch about it, in my opinion. I think if you're upset about it, then do something about it. In whatever small measure you can. I understand a lot of people don't have the wherewithal or the opportunity to go out and do big things. I get that. Some people are physically limited to what they can do. Some people are limited on time. Some people are so busy. I mean, this week, I haven't had time to do hardly crap. I've been so busy or sick that I haven't had time to do much. And I understand that, we as conservatives believe in having a job and taking care of our family and paying our bills and all this. So sometimes we're overwhelmed already and you don't have time to get into political stuff. And I understand that. If you can't help, if you're restricted, I get it. And there are those situations. But by all means, if you are able to help, then do so. Don't sit on ass and bitch until you have done something about it. Correct. That's the way I feel. I'm not trying to be judgmental. I'm not trying to turn off anybody who cannot. But who I'm criticizing are people who can and do not by choice. There were a few years where I walked away from politics completely. And then one day I sat back and I said, what am I doing? Why am I not doing? What makes me think that I have a right to enjoy or to bitch about anything that I'm not participating in? I don't like to sit back and watch politics like people watch the NBA or NFL because it's not a sport. Because the NBA and NFL, I don't vote. I mean, I don't gamble. Since I pretty much stopped watching professional sports, so I don't have a emotional stake in it. So whether they score or they don't score, whether they rank up stats or they sit on the bench or whatever, nothing that they do on that field or that court truly matters in my life. But when it comes to politics, it does matter. And our capital is Salem, for those non-Oregonians. And we have a marble nut house in Salem. What they do in the marble nut house affects me and my family every single day. So that means it matters. That means it's important. That means I need to be involved. That's just how I see it. For all the time, if you don't vote, you have no right to complain. I totally agree. I totally agree. Unless you're at the point where you cannot vote, like I was. So I felt like my bitching and complaining was more debating with my friends to help convince them to go vote. So I kind of had the right to bitch, but again, there's a difference between being unable to and choosing not to. They're two different things. And I hope you guys understand my point, is that's who I'm aiming this at, is people who choose not to, not people that can't. There's a huge difference. But now even, like I said, I go out and I meet people and I shake their hand and I have a legit, I don't want to rely on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, newspaper articles, slanted TV news stories. I don't want to rely on any of that. I want to meet a person and I want to judge their character face to face. And I take the time to do that. I'm really disappointed that David Medina is running. I hope I got his name right. I'm so horrible with names. I keep getting him confused with Mercado, who's a leftist streamer, YouTuber. So I'm pretty sure David Medina is correct. He's running for governor here. And quite honestly, I don't think he has a chance against the machine that is Blue Oregon. Not his fault, not due to anything he does or doesn't do. But I think the machine has such a hold in Oregon that it's going to take a lot more than what he has There are some other reasons too. Hey, what's up, FP? How's it going, buddy? Here's some other reasons why I'm kind of black-pilled on the whole situation. We've had some big names run here, and they couldn't even fight the machine. But I'm going to vote for him, and I need to meet him first. And I've been so busy, and then anytime I get off, you guys see I'm usually down at ICE or whatnot. Medina is correct. Thank you, Ed. The reason I'm stoked on Medina is he's kind of an activist like me and my friends, and he believes in the same things we do here in Oregon. So we're like-minded, and I think that's why I'm turned on by him. But at the same time, like I said, I'm cynical. I'm a realist. I don't think he has a snowball's chance in hell of winning here in Oregon, but I'm going to vote for him anyways. I'm going to make my voice count. I'm going to make my voice heard, whether it counts or not. And I'm going to go right on paper and let everybody in my county building know that I support a conservative activist running for office. The only way I can do that is by voting. I encourage everybody, if you have the time and you have the opportunity, find out who's running your local school board. Because you guys realize in your school board, those are the people that make decisions that affect your children and the way your children are taught and raised when you don't have your eyes on them. As parents, we give our kids to the state for 8 hours a day and say, have your way with them. When you think about it from that perspective, that's really scary, especially in states like this one. In the things that they press in the state, we hand our children over to the state for 8 hours a day ish, roughly, and say, have your way with them. And no matter how much our kids come home and tell us what they learned, and then we jump in the truck and head up to the school and have a stern finger pointing talk with the principal and whatever, even to the point where sometimes you get signs together and hold a protest outside the school, whatnot, yada, yada, yada. No matter how much of that we do, that teacher has already said that thing to your child. You can't take that away in their young, impressionable minds. The damage has already been done. You spend all the time, as a parent who had his children in Portland public schools, I spent a lot of time putting out fires that the liberal teachers lit in my kids' brains. 0 protesters at ICE. Yeah, I was looking at Nathan's feed a little bit ago, and it looked really, really dead down there. And if the rain here is going to hit there, they're about to get dumped on here pretty soon anyways. So it's probably going to thin out even more, and I'm okay with that. It's silly and stupid what they're doing down there anyways. They should take a night off. They should take a week off. They should take forever off. ICE is eventually going to leave that building anyways, so let them think they got a W and go home for a while. That's the way I see. I don't care if they think they won or not at this point. I just kind of want them to stop. And if we were on school boards, there would be no drag queen story time. Yeah, see, stuff like that's a good example. Unfiltered, great example. Your school boards are made up of your neighbors, people that you may know, people that you wave to at the grocery store, people that you hold the door for at the gas station, maybe people you sit next to in church. Those are the people that make up your local school board. And we need to feel confident that the people that are in charge of the decisions that affect our children are on the same page as we are. I want to have faith. My grandson turned 3 yesterday, day before. So I got another 2 years, and my living grandson is going to be looking at school I'm hoping that we could get him into like Head Start, pre-K, whatever we call it here. He's an incredibly intelligent young child, and I want him to start schooling as soon as possible, because whether they're left or right or not, these people went to school to teach people, so they're better at it than I am. I do not consider myself qualified to do any homeschooling. I'm a really, really smart guy, and I'm sure I could find my way through it, but I think to be fair to my grandson, I'm not going to try to be something I'm not to him. But anyways, I want to have faith in a couple of years when we put him in the school system that whatever district I'm in, I want to know that there's people on that school board that think the same way I do. Not all of them. I believe in balance. I believe in countering opinions that come together in the middle. I truly believe in the American experiment in the two-party system. I think there can't be Republican without Democrat. There can't be left without right. There can't be conservative without liberal. I think a two-party system, in theory, keeps everything in check and balanced, which I'm okay with. So I don't want an entire school board made up of conservatives. Hot take, and I know some people are going to agree with me, but I kind of prefer the people taking care of my children to be a little bit liberal minded, because they're usually more caring and not as hard-lined. I have some dear friends that are Democrat, that are progressive, and I would trust them any day of the week with my children. My children are grown, but you guys know what I mean. I want people like that to be on a school board, because I had a very I have a very good friend who is a liberal activist. Helped. I can't even. Sorry, guys, I'm stuttering and stuff. I'm just really not feeling good. She helped organize the Occupy thing way back in the mid 2000 teens when they occupied the parks and stuff. She helped organize that. She's not as much now because we're older, but she used to be very, very activist minded. But we're very good friends because she has a good heart and she truly cares about people. I want those kind of liberals and Democrats to counter ideas from conservative minded people. I believe that's the way it should work. I don't like echo chambers. I don't like totalitarianism, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word or not. We as conservatives don't need to run everything. There's a reason there's men and women. There's black and white. There's, God made opposites of everything because that's how you find balance. So even if there's no good conservative options on your ballot, you need to know who all the Democrats are, because not all Democrats are the same. We tend to put them in a box as activists, as hardline political people, as people with hardline political opinions. We tend to put anybody differing from our opinion in a box. They're not all the same, just like we're not all the same. All as conservatives, we're not all the same. We have varying levels of our beliefs. We have different views on spirituality. We have different views on how taxes should be spent. We have different views on what laws are good and what laws are not. We have different views on whether a war is good and a war is not. Conservatives are not a monolith. Well, neither are Democrats. So if you have a choice, and like I said, these are supposed to be nonpartisan positions, but they're not. Everybody has their political belief. And I have a saying, if you want to know who somebody is, let them tell you. The best way to figure out who somebody is just to be quiet and listen. And they will tell you who they are. People want to tell you who they are. So the best way for you to decide which Democrat is okay and which Democrat is not okay is by sitting back and listen. But you have to put yourself in a position to hear. And then if you have 3 Democrats running and no conservatives, then you have to vote for somebody that you know is a Democrat. It helps to know who the radical Democrat is and who the mainstream centrist liberal is, because that makes a difference too. I'm speaking in general, not 100% of them. Yes, I agree. I know what you're saying, Ed K. I get it. And I'm saying the same thing. We do, I mean, it's human nature to put them in a box, to generalize. But we have to take the next step in our thought process and correct ourselves and say, wait a minute. I don't want somebody putting me in a box and making assumptions about me because I voted for Trump, because I'm not a Trumpster. And just because I'm MAGA doesn't mean I worship Donald Trump. It means I want to make America great again, because America's not great now, but it used to be. That has nothing to do with Trump. He just happened to capitalize on it. I've been MAGA most of my life before the MAGA was a thing. I've wanted to go back to the Reagan years for a long time. I think this country has gone downhill since Reagan got out of office. I have not had faith in a single president since. And yes, that includes Trump. I hold Trump at arm's length. I don't like Trump as a person, didn't before he ran in office. Way better than the other options, but I still don't have complete faith in him. I don't think I think Trump's the closest thing we've had to an awesome president, but we haven't had an awesome president since Reagan. Every single president has let me down, has proved themselves a failure. And unfortunately, I fear Trump is going to do the same thing to me. But whatever, that's what politicians do, guys. That's what you got to understand. In 2015, Trump was not a politician. By the end of 2016, Trump was now a politician. Oh, he's going to drain the swamp. We love him because he's not a politician. Reality says the moment he got elected to a public office, he became a politician. The minute he announced he was running for public office, the highest office on the freaking planet, arguably, but definitely in this country, the minute he announced he wanted to be the head honcho, he became a politician, subject to all criticisms related to being a politician. And any of you who have watched me long enough or known me in person will understand that I am faster to criticize somebody on my side than I am somebody on the other side, because I expect it from the other side. And I can't hold the other side accountable. They have to hold themselves accountable. I can't do anything about it. They're not going to listen to me because I'm a maggot, because I'm a dirty this and that, whatever they want to call me, all these ridiculous names that have nothing to do with me in real life. But because of all those generalizations, because I voted for Trump, nobody on the other side is going to listen to anything I have to say. It's up to them to police themselves. Well, it works both ways. It's up to us to police ourselves. And when Trump does something stupid, every single one of us needs to stand up and say, I voted for you. I supported you. Get your ass in line because you work for me. I don't care if you're Trump. I don't care if you're, Barry Sanders. I don't care if you're Obama. When you put your ass in that chair behind the Resolute desk in the Oval Office, you work for me. Trump still has more guts and way less of a politician than Reagan, in my opinion. I'm not going to argue that. He is less of a politician, but a politician nonetheless. That's my point. He's a different politician. He doesn't act like the rest of the politicians. And sometimes that's good. Sometimes that's bad. He is a non-orthodox politician. Granted. But he's still a politician. And at the end of the day, he's a politician that works for me and you and anybody else who has American citizenship. He doesn't work for the little country that could. He doesn't work for the Bilderbergs. He doesn't work for other presidents of other countries or other regime leaders. He works for us. He works for me. He works for, I'm assuming everybody in my chat is a legit American citizen. So he's working for all of you guys. And unfortunately, some of the decisions he's made lately make me think he's forgetting that. But that's just my opinion. I will still vote for him rather than anybody else I've seen so far. I don't have to like somebody to vote for him. I just have to believe that they're going to do the right thing. I've voted for a lot of people that I didn't necessarily like. That is not a prerequisite. I'm not voting for him to have dinner and a beer with me. I'm voting for him to run the country the way I want him to. There's a difference. I don't have to like you to vote for you. I just have to have faith that you're going to implement the policies that I support. And the only way you can know that, especially in local elections, is by investigating and getting to know these people. And if they're your neighbors, at least if they live in the same county, you have that opportunity to meet them. Trump also was able to make MAGA bigger than anyone else. He's the leader of the movement. Yeah, because Trump is a businessman. And there's a hot take that people aren't going to like, but this whole MAGA thing isn't Trump rooting for the country. It's Trump making money because he's a businessman. And he's rallying people behind him. He's a very smart businessman. And I know he's went bankrupt, and I know he's, but this man plays with millions of dollars like we play with stripper money. That's how it is in those businesses. It happens. Yes, people should vote policy and not personality. You're absolutely correct. And that's why I voted for Trump twice now. In 2016, I was guilty of the opposite. I hated Trump so much as a person. I've never been a Trump fan. Not his TV shows, not, I just never, he's always been kind of off-putting to me. A repelling personality, on my point of view. And it's not just because he has money, because I have lots of friends that have lots of money. I just do not like Trump's personality. And in 2016, I let that affect me to the point where I didn't vote for president in 2016. And every day for the next 4 years, I regretted that. So when the next time came around, when 2020 came around, I voted for Trump. And I voted for him last year, or 24, so a year and a half ago. He created jobs, treated his employees well, for the most part. There are some things here and there. I've worked construction most of my life, and I know how it goes. So some of the stories I believe, some of them I don't. And I've worked construction in big cities. Like I said, I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio. He's a businessman, but I truly believe he cares about it. Well, here's the thing, guys. I'm not going to argue with you about it, because if you have that much faith in our president, I applaud that and I love that. I'm not going to discourage that. I'm not going to sit here and talk shit about Trump to thinking I'm going to convince everybody not to like him. If you like Trump, that's awesome. It is a really awesome thing that you can have a personal faith in the person that our president is. That's an awesome thing. I'm just not there. That's just not. But like I said, that's just my opinion. I'm entitled to it, just like you're entitled to yours. And I'm not going to let it affect my support for him as president. I've never been a rah-rah Trump guy, but I support most of the things he does. And I will defend him as our president. So like I said, don't mistake what I'm saying. I'm not going anti-Trump by any means. I just don't like the man as a person. But that's my personal thing. That's my right to do that. Like I said, I did not vote for him to come have dinner and a beer with my family. I voted for him to run the country. And that's what he's doing. And for the most part, he's doing an okay job, in my opinion. You're not going to agree with everything that every politician does. So, like I said, don't think that I'm talking a bunch of smack and think he should be impeached. I'm just saying there's some things I don't agree with him on. He won you over. Kind of that it did for me too. Yeah, but it wasn't so much the speeches because I look at it from a different angle. I've been a public orator before, and I understand why he does the things he does. And he's good at it. Don't get me wrong. He is definitely good at it. He's good at getting his base riled up and motivated. And that's why he's president again. What he's doing in that department as far as PR goes, he knows what he's doing and he's doing it well. A lot of times the left says, look at he's a bumbling idiot, and he puts these true social posts out. And now he's on Twitter saying that everything is calculated. Everything is calculated. He doesn't just randomly, he's not some drunk that drunk texts at drunk posts at 3:00 in the morning. He's too smart for that, and he's been in the business world too long. Everything he does for a reason, and he's very, very good at his own public promotion because he's got an ego the size of this room. And he doesn't have it in him to be irrelevant. He doesn't have it in him. He will not allow himself to not win. And that was one, even though I don't like his ego and I think he's a narcissist, his narcissism makes him a good president because he has to win. He has to. His inner psyche will not allow him to lose. So it's kind of nice having a president that's a winner by nature, other than an ice cream eating comatose idiot that we had for 4 years that led our country in 4 years. He allowed our country to do more damage to itself, I think, than in all the rest of my lifetime. I honestly think that. I think 2020 to 2024, those 4 years, the country went more downhill than any other period of my life that I've watched because we had a comatose president, a stumbling, bumbling, poopy pants president. And then we get Trump in there, and he's a narcissist that has to win. And I kind of like that in a president. I kind of want a president that's not just going to bend over and say, here, little country that could do us in the butt. Although the argument right now is Trump maybe having to do that a little bit. It's a whole different conversation, though. But for the most part, what I've seen, he's a winner and he's in charge of the country, so he wants the country to be a winner. I'm on board. That's my MAGA angle. I believe in the last 250 years, we've developed as a country and as a people more strongly and more quickly than any other nation in the history of this planet. In 250 years, we went from 13 colonies to the greatest nation in the world, to running the world, basically. 250 years in the grand scheme of things is a minute. So we have the United States of America grew from nothing to the big dogs in 250 years, which is a drop in the bucket in the grand scheme of things. That's worth celebrating. And you don't do that if you're not great. That is the result of America's greatness and the greatness of our people and our motivation and our spirit and our ingenuity and inventiveness. All of that is American. Granted, there's some of that in other countries too, but I'm saying all of that is American, and it's what's made America great. I've watched it become not so great in my lifetime. I want to see it be great again. I want to go back to a country that goes from nothing to everything in 250 years. I want to see that America back. And it has nothing to do with racism or things that happened that were wrong in the past. Sure, we've changed those. We've changed those things, and we're smart enough to be great again without repeating mistakes, I hope. But we have to go back to a place where we as a nation are a unit that can't be messed with. Right now, in current times, I feel like our country is the butt of world jokes. I want to go back to a period where that wasn't the case. I want to go back and make America the America that everybody was afraid of, that everybody respectfully feared. The country that everybody said, dude, we better not piss America off. If America comes to the table, America gets the head seat. I want to go back to that. We're not there anymore. And I think Trump wants us to go back to there too. Despite all the things that I think are flaws, I do think he is a patriotic American at heart. I will concede that. I will give him all that proper acknowledgement that I do believe he's a patriot at heart. I think he loves America. I think he knows what America has done for his family, being Americans. And I think he really appreciates it. I do. I think he's different than most millionaires in that fashion. I think he does have gratitude for the American dream and the opportunities that America has afforded his family. I saw the story about his grandfather and his father, and it's crazy. But his family has always been willing to take risks. They say things skip a gene. So Trump's dad wasn't as risky as Trump or his grandfather because it's risky, non-risky, risky. So it skipped the Fred generation. But they're willing to take risks. They're not scared. And I think we needed that back. Because America would not be America if we didn't take risks along the line. I mean, just becoming America was a risk. At that point in time, in the mid 1700s, England was the man to beat. England held the belt. And we had 13 colonies of farmers and hunters that decided we're going to challenge the greatest nation on the planet at that time. And we won. That was a huge risk. And that was awesome. And we need to get back to that. So when I say MAGA, that's what I mean. MAGA to me does not mean Trump. Trump just popularized it. Good night, Ed. Good night, bud. Thank you for the conversation. MAGA is not Trump. Trump is MAGA, but MAGA is not Trump. Apparently it was coined by somebody else, and I don't remember who, but apparently one of our previous presidents used to say it, and I can't remember who. It's not even a new saying. But here we are. But anyways, I keep getting off the topic of voting. I'm sure none of you voted for Trump blindly. Was it Reagan that said it, Wolfgang? I know somebody said it before. Hi, Jess. None of you voted for Trump blindly. All his stuff is out there all over the place in the media. You guys like me, probably soaked it up. We need to know more about Trump. We need to know his stances. And then his speeches came out where he just laid it all out there. And by the time it came time to vote, we knew who Trump was. We knew what Trump's agenda was. And we knew whether or not we were going to vote for him and like him or not or whatever. But we tend to overlook the ones that actually seriously, directly affect our day-to-day lives. Your county commissioners, your city council, your school board members, even your parks and rec committee, if you live in a town that has that. Because if you don't pay any attention to your parks and rec committee, I've been on a couple different parks and rec committee. I was also on a planning commission. If you don't pay attention to them and then one day your family comes over, you don't have enough room in your little backyard, so you decide you're going to go to the city park and take advantage of a couple picnic tables and a barbecue grill. And you get there and find out there is no picnic tables and barbecue grill. And you're like, what the hell happened? And then you find out your Parks and Rec Committee had to get rid of them because of a budget downfall or something. And you had no idea, and you didn't get to vote on anything, and you didn't get to speak for or against anything. But now it's affecting your daily life. If you've got a bunch of kids that ride up and down the street every day on their bicycles and almost get hit by cars because they can't go to the local playground because your Parks and Rec Committee is not upkeeping it, or spending the money on things for children like they should. So you can't pull out of your driveway because there's a mob of preschoolers on tricycles in your street. That's your Parks and Rec Committee. That affects you every day in your life. You don't vote for your city planner and then wonder why your streets don't get cleaned or your sidewalks don't get shoveled or whatever. Because you didn't pay attention to your city planner who runs the what do you call it? The city workers. You have to pay attention to all this stuff and you have to vote. Because whether you want to acknowledge it or not, all these little offices, all these little positions, all these little seats, they do matter. Sometimes more in everyday life than your governor or president. And if you don't vote, then you can't bitch. If you didn't help, if you didn't have a part of it, then you don't have a right to complain about it. Because you could have helped make it different. You could have made a difference, but you didn't. I live in Indiana in a mobile home park. We have an area up front with picnics, tables, and grills. Well, that's cool. I used to live in this giant mobile home community. We called them trailer parks back then. It was huge. It was like the size of a small town. And I thought it was exaggerated in my childhood memory, but then I saw it on Google Maps, and I'm like, that trailer park was literally the size of the town I live in now. But we had a really awesome community center right in the middle of it. It was pretty bomb. Voting local is way more important. That's what I'm saying, Wolfgang. I believe so. I believe we need to pay more attention to what's going on in our daily lives around us, all the way up to county and state level, but particularly the local level and your county level. I'm in Los Angeles most of the time. It's deep blue and left as hell, but I'm used to it. And look at your parks, Walker. How many of your parks are covered in graffiti, homeless people sleeping on benches? I've seen it on TV in LA, and it looks pretty. The only difference between LA and Portland is the fact that it's drier in Los Angeles. but it looks like you have the same issues that we have to deal with in our cities. And sometimes local politics is disheartening. I've been involved in local politics. I've ran for city council. I've been on parks and rec committees. I've been on planning commissions. Been close friends with one of my mayors. And it's not always, it doesn't always turn out the way you want it to. It's disappointing sometimes. Come on, guys. You guys are on the same team. I think you're on the same team and you're arguing about something that's insignificant. You can be MAGA, you can be conservative, you can be Republican, you can be very right wing and not be a fan of Trump. It is definitely a possibility. Trump is the first Democrat I ever voted for. See, that's a whole nother conversation there, Unfiltered. That's a whole nother conversation. That's part of the thing too, is Trump is not really a far right person. I believe in a lot of ways Trump is very liberal. So, and that's undisputable. I mean, look at his stance on abortion. Not conservative. He's lately, I mean, come on. I was going to do something about this, but I was going to do a live about the painting. Everybody knows about the painting now. I don't like it. I don't know what the motivation was. I don't know what he thinks the meaning is to that painting. I don't like it because in my view, you don't even come close to comparing yourself to Jesus Christ. That's what my Christianity tells me. Jesus is sacred. So whether he thought he was originally comparing himself to Christ or not, there had to be somebody in his circle that said, yo, dude, that's what this looks like. And if he actually cared about Christianity in the religion, he would have said this is a really bad idea. But he didn't. Because I don't think he is a hardcore Christian. I think he may believe in the Bible and maybe believe in Jesus and whatnot, but he's not a hardcore Christian. There's a lot of people in this country that call themselves Christian that aren't. There's a whole lot of people in this country that call themselves Christian, which are what I call Sunday Christians. Trump may be a Sunday Christian. I tend to call those Catholics, but so am I, but more on the no abortion and believe in Jesus. I don't know what you're saying, so I missed where you're linking that to, Kimberly. I don't know what this so am I. I'm kind of missing a link there because you just my granddaughter is going to my own high school and it's not teaching kids. Trump is more like an independent. Oh, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Now I follow. I had to go back and read a couple chats to catch up on what you were saying. See, I'm actually a centrist. Society has made me choose a lane. Anybody who's ridden with me on motorcycle knows I ride on the center line always. I scare people because I don't like riding on the shoulder and I don't like riding on one side or the other. I ride right down the center or as close to as possible. My politics are centered. I'm a very charity-minded person. I'm also an artist. I have problems with organized religion, although I am my faith is not religion. So I have strong faith and I have a good spiritual walk with Christ, but I have problems with organized religion. I'm an ex-con and a biker, so I'm not real big on laws all the time. Not a big fan of cops for obvious reasons. So there's a lot of areas where I would be considered left. Um, but I'm not. I'm a centrist. I like balance in my life. I like to be able to go any direction I need to in order to survive and in order to provide for my family and make my family as comfortable as possible. I still believe that you can have. I use black and white as opposite colors, so hopefully nobody clips this and makes it a racist statement. But I believe you can be far black. I believe you can be far white. But every single one of us in our everyday lives lives in the gray, lives in the middle. You can't be all black. You can't be all white. There has to be gray. There has to be a center point where you come to an agreement with the people in the society around you. That's my realism. That's what I think the truth is. I hate to use the words "my truth" because nobody owns truth, but that's what I think truth is. Truth is somewhere in the middle, right? FP, you know what I'm saying. I was trying to make a point, and somebody's going to clip that, and I'm going to get so in trouble for that. But I couldn't think of another way to put it. To Republican, I'm not connected to any side. See, I registered Republican so I can vote for the Republican candidates I support. But I'm not really a diehard Republican. I'm a centrist that leans right hard. I'm not hard right. I'm not far right. I'm actually in the middle, but I lean to the right. And the more time goes by and the more things the left pulls, the harder I lean right. It's kind of like riding a motorcycle. The more the wind blows at you from this way, the more you lean against it. The harder they push, the harder I have to push back to stay upright. But unfortunately, they're pushing so hard from the left, it's making me lean right. And that sucks. I don't like being pushed anywhere. But one of the ways we push back, one of the ways we push back is by voting, doing our research and voting. Talk to your neighbors when it's time to vote. I know we like to use voting as a personal thing. I don't care. I'll tell anybody who I voted for. I'm not embarrassed. I don't really think it's that private, which is odd because I'm a really private person. But when it comes to voting, I think it's a community decision that I have no problems discussing with my community. It's like if you're a leftist, if you ever had a leftist. Bill, you were not always right. I know you like to think you're always right. But, talk to your neighbors, get a feel. Howard Faust, good morning. If you can't figure a candidate out, ask your neighbors, because in small communities especially, one of your friends is going to know. We have maybe 2,000 people in our town. I don't know. I'd have to look up the stats. Everybody knows everybody, and if you don't, the person next to you does. So it's really easy in our community to find stuff out. When you live in bigger cities, not quite as easy, but we have the internet now. Jesse, women are not always right. And if you keep talking that, I'm going to make it a men's only space. except for Kimberly. Kimberly's cool. I'm joking, of course. But we got to vote, guys. We got to vote. We can't bitch about things and complain that things aren't going our way if we're not doing it. If we're not putting our effort into it, we don't have the right. That's how I feel about it. It's not that hard, man. It only takes a few minutes. It's really not that hard. So why not? Why not take a few minutes out of your day? Once every 2 years, once every 4 years. Why don't you take a couple minutes out of your day and write down some educated decisions? And be part of the solution, not complaining about the problem. I guess I'm saying this to convince myself even more because, like I said, I've been slacking. I need to get on my business before the midterms come back up, because I got to do an address change and all that, and I have to do research. I've spent the last 8 or 9 years learning everything I could and meeting all the people in my county, in my community, and I just switched counties. So I have to relearn everything. No, I don't need a safe space, Jess. Maybe I need a safe space. What if I do? What if I do? I just said that some people could call me a lefty, so you're not hurting my feelings by calling me a lefty. Nainer neener. Whoa, what? Lesbian Zane on a budget either? I have no idea what that means. What did I miss? Lesbian Zane on a budget either. I can't make heads or tails of that comment. Sorry, Howard. You're going to have to explain that to my dumb ass a little bit. I ran for state house seat back in good old Arizona, and at least 5K door. Wow. Yeah, you got to do that, the door campaign, and that's work. I got out the vote all right. The left came out in crazy numbers. I lost. That's funny. Then Alaki own safe space and will do get out with our space gangs. Oh, I gotcha. Safe space against safe space. Then no one's safe. Yeah, but I guess I'll stop rambling about that. That's the long and short of it, man. Figure out who you got running and vote for them, please. That's how we make a difference. Some of us can't do all the 5,000 door knockings and make signs and all of that stuff. And some of us can't do that all the time. We don't have time for it. But you can vote, usually 9 out of 10 of us. You had your blonde hair angel today. I'm assuming that's grandson. Yeah. But that's that. Like I said, I just thought about it when because oh my God, what's his name? I'm so horrible with names. What's his name on Daily? Arturo was talking about it when I was on my way to work, so it kind of it made an impression on my head, and I've been thinking about it. What we need to do. Oh shit. All right, guys, I got to step outside for a second, talk amongst yourselves for a minute. Maybe I'll throw something on here for you to look at before I step out. I got to hurry though. Yeah, sorry guys, I don't have time to look this up. I got to grab my flashlight and step outside for a minute. So excuse me for about 2 or 3 minutes. Hopefully I'll be back in and all's well. I just got to go check on something. I'll be right back. All right, here we are. It looks like everybody stuck around. Sweet. Almost you did. Good. All right. Oh, so FP's not live either. Bill's not live. It looks like they're both in my chat right now. That's pretty awesome. I appreciate that. Is there anything you guys want to see? Anything you want to talk about that doesn't involve a dog mask or a 150-year-old blabbermouth? Oh, because I really don't want to talk about them. I know plenty of other people talk about them plenty enough. Has anybody got any cool plans for this weekend? I think the weather's supposed to be decent on Friday. I think I'm going to try to go for a ride this Friday and then possibly do some Patriot group stuff on Saturday. Like I said, I'm still not feeling all that great, so I'm going to rest up on Thursday, which is tomorrow, I think. Anybody got anything else? Is there any cool stuff out there that you can't wait to do this weekend? Let's put it for an hour because I was busy today. Yeah, sometimes it's not so easy to put a live out every single day. I was trying for a while, but this week kicked my ass. Who Troop, welcome. Howdy. This week's kicked my ass, but the good news is I've got some computer stuff done that I've been putting off because I've been too sickly to do live streams, and I haven't even been on anybody else's live stream. And there's some other things going on behind the scenes that kind of affected me a little bit, and I just wanted to chill for a while. I needed a couple days break, and I didn't want you guys to see me in a bad mood. I'm kind of an asshole when I'm under the weather, and I didn't want to be an asshole to everybody live, so I decided just to chill for a while. But it looks like I picked a good night to go live. I don't have a lot of viewers, but everybody, I'm not stepping on anybody's toes. Like I said, Chris and Danny are live, but they're always live, so it's kind of hard not to do it while they're doing it. I know that all you other live streamers that are in my chat, feel free. I think most of your mods, so feel free to add your links and anybody else in the chat. Promote each other. Please do. Let everybody have the opportunity, if they haven't done so, to support you. I'm all for self-promotion in my chat. I'm not the greatest at getting the links and stuff like that, so you guys can do it for each other or for yourselves. I don't mind it. I encourage it. If you were in my chat and I didn't like you, you would know by now, and so would everybody else. So if you're hanging out in my chat without criticism, then I like you and I support you. So it's a certain mood for 2 days, so I understand. Yeah, it happens, man. You can't be in a great mood every day. We're human. Hello, chat loves. Hi, all. Hey, Snooks, how's it going? You like that, Snooks? I've been, like I said, last couple of days I haven't been doing live streams, so I've kind of been working on stuff, and that was one thing. I'm trying to up my presentation a little bit, so you guys don't have to look at my jail cell. I'm not sure if I can do this if I have to use my phone, but I found a way to hook up my laptop here at work, so I'm still in the jail cell for now. Oh, good news for those of you who have followed the story. Oh, did I see Paul Tissue? Hey, what's up, buddy? According to the powers that be around here, I should be back in an office by next week and not in this jail cell anymore, just in time for the weather to turn warm, which is good, because apparently this turns into an oven when the sun's shining. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. Shit. I have somewhere to go tomorrow, I think. As long as it's not raining. I think I may have some live streaming Patriot stuff to do early tomorrow if I can make it. I may have to bow out depending on how I feel when I get off of work, because I think it's like at 11 o'clock in the morning or something, and I don't get off until 7. Tomorrow I learn how to restrain people. Are you taking a self-defense class, who's Drew? But yeah, according to my memory, it's either tomorrow or Friday. I will be doing some daytime live streaming out in the field. So I haven't got to do that in a few weeks. So that'll be great to be out there live streaming again. It's been a minute, and I'm going to try to figure out how to get some better streaming programs on my phone, so I can do some better restreaming, or some better on the ground streaming from my phone too. But so that'll be cool. So if anybody misses seeing me out and touching grass, rest assured I will be doing it at some point in the next few days. And I think I'm also going to focus a little bit on streaming some like positive, maybe even non-patriot oriented stuff, non-political stuff. With my wife and I, we've been thinking about diversifying a little bit, not just doing all negative political stuff all the time. Individuals with developmental disabilities. Oh, gotcha. Well, that's cool. I do that all the time, just not officially. It just happens to be that way. Good night, Angry. God bless you and your. Well, thank you for that, Kimberly. God bless you and yours as well. And your little blonde-haired cutie that you keep talking about. Thank you for being in here. What's this? Okay, I missed something again. Live stream rides. I have a lot of riding video on my moto channel, but I may start. The problem with that is my I have a really vibrating Harley, and I've got to get a phone that has image stabilization. It works okay with my GoPro because my GoPro has really good image stabilization, but that's recording and then posting later. Doing it on the phone is not quite that easy on my bike because everything looks like this all the time, and it's really annoying to watch. So live streaming on my phone is a little difficult. There are ways to do it. I just need to get my tech upgraded a little bit for it because I've only got the basic setup. But like I said, I'm set up to record and post later, and I have a lot of that on my writing channel. But I may post some here, especially if the writing correlates with some patriotic stuff. Then I may start posting some on here. Yeah, I know you can go. Yeah, but I have to get all that stuff set up. I never worried about it before. I know there's ways to do it. I just got to get it all set up. Oh yeah, those V-Rods are supposed to be really smooth. I've never ridden a V-Rod. I'd like to. The Harley with a Porsche motor in it. Yeah, I'd like to do that. I just haven't had the opportunity. I don't know anybody personally. I've never known anybody that owned a V-Rod, so I've never had the opportunity to ride one. But yeah, so we're looking at doing some attending more positive events. I'm associated. My wife and I are associated with the American Legion, and they do a lot of stuff for flag lines and escorts, stuff like that. And even though they're funerals, it's pretty neat seeing the support for veterans. Create it now. Yeah, I've got to do that. I got to create the Amazon list. I'm still trying to get monetized on my YouTube channel. They're still giving me a hard time about that. Like I said, I've been sick. So basically, I work or I sleep, and I haven't been 100% on my game lately. But yeah, I do want to create an Amazon list because like I need a drop down microphone to do my music stuff more, and also to sound better for my podcast or whatever you call this, what we're doing here, the live streams. And I found a good bundle of Walmart for a beginner's kit. It's not the greatest microphone in the world, but it's like under $50. Comes with the sound effects boards and everything. And if I could get some help getting that, I would love to have that. I'm just so tight right now. So making an Amazon list would be a great way to help with that. Lots of people have told me that. Even my wife is like, get busy and get that. Because y'all might not know, but my wife got hurt at work a few months back, and she's been out of work. So this is why I'm working so many hours. I'm the only one really bringing in an income in a 5-person household. And I'm exhausted. And then it seems like every time I get a night off with nothing to do, I end up walking around in front of ice for 5 hours. So I never really get rest. But yeah, as far as the equipment goes, I'm making do with what I got. And it works. It's just a pain in the ass. If I had newer stuff, upgraded stuff, it would probably cut my tech time in half. Like things that I do my old school way, I could probably do in half the time if I had newer tech to do it. And I understand that, but I'm stubborn. I'm the kind of guy that, my truck is a 1993 truck. My motorcycle's 2006. My other truck is a 2006. I make things work until they can't work anymore. I have was this 2006? So I have a 7-year-old GoPro that I'm still using. My phone that I live stream on is probably 3 years old now. I'm not real good at spoiling myself. Every money I get goes towards my family. So I've got a lot of old stuff, but you know what? I make it work. I've been producing a song that my wife created, and it's pretty badass, by the way. But I don't have the right program, the right DJ program to actually do what I'm doing. So I literally put together, I produced, I chopped, mixed, rehashed a song from 5 different versions and made them into one. And I did it all on a video editing program because I'm making $1 out of 15 cents, guys. I'm pretty good at it, actually. I've never in my life, I am addicted to mowing grass. That's like one of my Zen therapy things. And I've never once in my entire life owned a brand new lawnmower. I will go buy a $10 lawnmower from a yard sale and put it back together rather than go buy brand new shit. I'm not good at it. I guess it's from growing up poor. I never had brand new stuff when I was growing up. Everything was secondhand, hand-me-down, put together, whatever, what have you. And I guess that because of being raised that way, that's kind of how my brain works. I just take old stuff and put it together. I could probably buy a tripod off of Amazon for $20-some. I spent $20 on 4 old tripods from Goodwill and took them apart and put them back together to make my tripod. Instead of buying a brand new one for just about the same money, I wanted to make my own out of old stuff. I like recycling old stuff that people can't use anymore. If I have to put up a fence, I'll go find somebody that's tearing their fence down and recycle their stuff. I guess that's my way of being good to the environment. I believe in recycle, reuse. And I also get this weird perverse enjoyment out of making old stuff new again, or making old stuff work great. Everybody's like, oh, I got this $70,000 brand new Ford. Well, I paid $1,000 10 years ago for my Ford and I'm still driving it. So I get a perverse pleasure out of that. That I spent $69,000 less dollars than you did. And I guarantee you your truck's not going to be on the road 10 years from now. I have a 33-year-old truck that will still pull your brand new truck down the road. And I get a kick out of that. I don't know why. Like I said, maybe it's just from being raised poor. When we were kids, my parents couldn't afford to buy me the cool bikes. So I would go out, I would get up really early. I also had paper route, so I was out early anyways. But we would go garbage picking. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with that term, but everybody put all their crap out on the tree lawn for the trash man to come get back in those days. And everything from freaking refrigerators, couches, whatever. They had like 3 different trash trucks that came around and picked everything up. And we used to go before the scrappers would come around and take them. We would find all kinds of bicycles and bicycle rims and parts and everything laying in people's curbs. And we'd put them on our shoulder and take them back home, and we'd make our own bicycles out of them. Because my parents couldn't afford to buy me the new stuff. And I guess it just stuck. That's how I am now. So I don't spoil myself, but the Amazon list thing, I'm almost wondering if I get new stuff, if I'm even going to know what to do with it. I'm not going to know how to act if I have brand new stuff. And I can admit it's 2026. And as far as I can recall, my wife could correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I have ever in my life up till now had an Amazon package delivered to me at my house. Never once. I think my wife did some Temu shit once. Well, my wife does. Her and her girlfriend do Amazon stuff all the time. And we've tried some Temu stuff here and there, whatever. But personally, I have never had an Amazon package delivered to me. Not once. And it's 2026. That kind of tells you how old school I am. I'm a cash and carry kind of guy. It was maybe 4 years ago, my wife finally talked me into getting a bank card. Because I was a cash and carry guy. I had to have bills in my wallet. And if I couldn't touch it, I wasn't buying it. That's why the online buying thing's hard for me. I have to touch it, put it in my hand and feel it and look at the price tag and put it next to the other thing on the shelf. I'm like old school like that. So it's rough. Good night, guys. Got to get up early. Well, good night, Who Troop. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate that very much. Do I have any mods in here other than Snooks? I don't know if Snooks is still in here or not. I can't. On this program, it doesn't tell me who my mods are. So if you're a mod in here right now, let me know, please. Because if you are a mod, it would be nice if somebody was sharing links. If I start doing that, I'm not going to be able to focus on what I'm talking about because I'm not good at multitasking right now. But anyways, yeah. Oh, Jess, are you a mod? Like I said, it doesn't show me blue names in this program. If you're a mod and you feel like it, if you could, FP, you are too. If you guys could put people's links in there, especially UFP, because like Unscripted and Who Troop, you know all those people from your chat that have channels. You're the one that hooked me up with them having channels. So if you know somebody's got a channel and you want to throw their link in there, please do help promote these people, especially the smaller ones that are still trying to grow. You guys were all incredibly instrumental. You guys were incredibly instrumental at boosting my channel and helping me get up to this point. So if I can repay the favor to everybody in any way, I am more than willing and enthusiastic to do that. If I can promote a smaller channel, not that my channel's really big, but I'm at the monetized point now. So if I can promote a small channel to get at a better point, then I'm 100% for that. For what do they call it? Paying it forward. There we go. I believe in paying it forward. So yeah, if you're a mod in here and you feel like you can, then throw some links in there, and that would be awesome. Oh, are you putting a baby to sleep, Jess? At 10 o'clock? What kind of mom are you? Your baby's supposed to go to bed at 7:30. I'm joking. Don't yell at me. I'm joking. God, the baby in our house has such weird sleeping habits because his parents do. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. They got that kid on such a weird schedule. Past the 500 sub 8 while working on 3K watching. Nice. Yes, please promote Unfiltered. He's trying to get to the good point. Yeah, it's so weird that half of our chats are usually fellow streamers. We all support each other, and it's weird but cool at the same time. The cameras are down. Yeah, if I get sidetracked every once in a while, it's, you guys know I am at work. I know you can't see it behind me, but actually you could for a second there, I think. I don't know. Look at that. It's like, can you guys see that? That's creepy. That's creepy. It's like the Trump thing when he's reaching down and touching that guy's head. That was weird. That's cool, though. I'm like sucking my own brains out right now. Okay, I'll stop. That was too much. That was weirdly entertaining to me. But yeah, it's kind of cool. We have all these small channels and we all hang out together. I think that's pretty badass. And then we get, people like Jess that are not so much on here, but do the live streaming boots on the ground too. So it's like we all kind of know what we're talking about and whatever, why we're talking about, because we all do the same thing. And it's kind of badass in a way. I like it. It feels like a community, and I like that. I may have grown up in the city, but I grew up around hillbillies, and we had neighborhood block parties. Every old lady sitting on the porch knew who you were and who your mama was. I really like a sense of community. And as much as I liked Oregon when I moved out here, we didn't have a lot of that. I lived in an apartment complex for 2 years and did not know the person across the halls from me name. And that was weird to me because that's not how we did things back east. Get off my finger. But so I really like the sense of community, and it really shines here in this community that we have right here. And it's a bunch of cool people. And it seems like if you're not cool, we don't even have to run you out. I think the fact that this community is so cool makes you feel uncomfortable, and the trash usually takes itself out. Thank you, FP, for putting their links in there. That's awesome. Like I said, let's, if you haven't checked these other channels out, please do, and give them a like and subscribe, give them a little bit of support. All these people have helped support me and get me to the point where I'm at. So, like I said, if we can pay it forward, let's get all these guys supported, because they're all they're all your fellow chatters, man. These are people that you hang out with that also have channels. And if you're not subscribed to them, hit that bell. And when some of us aren't on, maybe they'll be on. So it gives you more options when you're bored. How about that? The more of these channels that you have on the bell list, then you always have somewhere to go hang out with people that you already think are cool because you hang out with them in other chats. So it's like full circle, right? That's cool. I like that. I've subscribed to all you guys and hit the bell. So, like you guys see, when I'm not live, like the last few nights, I'm usually popping in and out of other people's chats because I just like to hang out with people. And I work nights and I'm bored as crap. So you guys help keep me awake. How about that? I appreciate that. You guys really, I know I say it a lot, but you guys can't truly understand how much easier my life is now that I've got this chat community to hang out with. Because with my health problems, I sometimes can't sleep during the day. So I get really, really tired working all night. And if I have to sit here by myself or sit here, watching movies is the opposite. For some reason, I fall asleep when I'm watching movies. So a lot of my coworkers are like, oh, I sit and watch HBO Max all night. Well, if I did that, I would be sleeping all night because I fall asleep to the TV. So the fact that I've got you guys to interact with and stuff, like I say, even when I'm not doing it, I'm on somebody else's page and, kicking it with you guys anyways. I think that's part of what made me want to make my own. Was it really looks like fun when you're in a chat and you're watching, somebody else sitting in this chair, like if I'm on FPs or, whatever, and the host looks like they're having fun and enjoying themselves. And I would see that and I'm like, you know what? I want to be that person having that fun. I want to enjoy myself and create a cool atmosphere for people to hang out in, like FP does, like Bill does, like Danny and Chris do. And so hopefully I'm doing that. Obviously, I've got people that hang out with me until 4 in the morning. So obviously I'm doing something okay. I know I'm not huge. I got like 13 viewers showing. Big deal. But you know what? The 13 of you that are here are cool as fuck. So there we go. I'll take 13 of you guys over 1,000 idiots any night of the week. How about that? Catch me outside. How about that? All right. Well, speaking of, I'm going to go take a hit or two and shine my flashlight for a second. So again, give me like 90 seconds to 2 minutes and I will be right back. And somebody remind me next time to have something queued up and waiting for when I got to step outside again. And that way, if I do have to step outside, what's up, caveman? I'll be right back. You caught me just in time for me to step outside for a minute, but I'll be back in like 2 clicks. And like I said, next time when I come in here later, remind me to have something queued up that I can put in the background while I'm stepping outside. I'm sleeping in? No, I'm not sleeping. Your stream is entertaining and real. Even when it's glitchy, it's still 100%. Well, I appreciate that, Unfiltered. All right, give me 2 minutes and I'll be right back, guys. In the meantime, think about anything you guys want to talk about. And when I get back, I'll see it in the comments and we can look some stuff up or whatever. If you guys think about something you want to discuss. Still got the same viewer count. Sweet. I love that. That is a really good feeling, guys. That if I step outside for a couple minutes, come back, and my viewer count doesn't drop, that's a great feeling. So thank you for that. Who's sleeping in? I still want to know who's sleeping in. Have something queued up. I have some shit queued up. Okay, forgive my ignorance, but I don't know how that helps me. But if you guys want to talk about it, I can look it up. I don't know how to do that to get your stuff on my screen. But yeah, like I said, at this point, I'm going to be honest. You guys probably know more about current events and news than I do because I've been sleeping so much. Yeah, have some shit playing. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I've been too busy flapping my jaws and not queuing anything up, which I probably should. Jesse, are you still in here? I was going to pick your brain about something while we're on here. I don't know if you're still in here or not. But yeah, so what happened? I guess, geez, my beard. I can get not camera ready. Hormuz is the big news now, I guess. And they're having a standoff now, and it's at wait and see point, as far as I know. I'm not going to see chat for a minute. I'm going to go because I only have one monitor. I need to get two monitors really bad. Well, it wouldn't help me at work, but at least when I'm at home. I bet again, and this is where the being cheap part kicks me in the ass sometimes, is I was at a Habitat for Humanity thrift store, and they had what looked like a really cool looking monitor on sale for $15. And they said it worked, and I was like, okay, cool. So I snatched that up, put it in my car, and took it home. And it turns out it's one of those all-in-one computer things, and it doesn't work for shit. I can't even get it to come on. So I have to go find another monitor because all of my TVs are too big to put in my desk. I have a desk thing at home, and so I've got to buy a smaller, but still I got to buy like a 32-inch monitor or something to put in there because this one screen thing kind of sucks. Somebody was, I think they were talking about it in Danny's chat or something last night. Mr. Bill was talking to him about it because Mr. Bill has like 3 monitors, I guess. But he's been doing this for a lot longer than I have. I used to, I was trying to build a studio like what you see behind me, but I'm just too wrapped up in other things. I don't have the time or the money to build all. So I kept waiting. I've been wanting to go live stream for like over a year now, wanted to do this kind of thing. But I was waiting to get a really nice studio behind me and all that stuff like these big channels do. And I realized that that's not really all that important. It's nice, but there are still some things I want to get, like a separate monitor so I can look things up at the same time and not have to turn this off like I'm doing right now. Setcom releases audio, blockade announcement. Yeah, I guess as far as I know, I guess there was a fire at the White House yesterday or something. Oh, BC Preacher's on. That's why my count's low. Okay. He wasn't live when I went live. Patriot Prayer is dragging Antifa into an unwinnable PR war. No kidding. That's an old story. Let me look at that. Oh, why is it not? It's not supporting YouTube right now. And I don't know why. My YouTube is buffering really, really bad. Maybe I'll go look on X instead. It should support X. Let's see if there's any cool stories on X that I don't know about yet. You guys are discovering stuff with me because I've been slack. And of course, the first thing I hit, I'll tell you what, I'll let you guys see it with me. Let me switch screens here, and you guys can see what I'm looking at. How about? Oh God, did it stop on me? Let's see what it does. Yeah, Paul Tissue. Normally, I have like two phones going in my when I'm at home. I'm in my bedroom, so I have my big screen on the wall. Then I have two phones going at one time and my laptop. That gets a little tiresome. I've got to get a bigger TV to use as a separate monitor. All right, let's see. Yeah, see, as soon as I turn on my damn X, it's Pam. This explains why trying to talk with chuds at the ice facility is driving you insane. You shut up. That's my new saying. I'd rather be a chud than a chode. Okay, that's interesting. Huh. Maga wonders why so many. Oh, there's Marines again. I'm wondering why my hotspot is so weak right now. Yeah, it's like my entire feed. What do you guys think about the couch down there? Did you guys see that? Let me see if you can see it on the stream. Is my stream still working? What do you guys think about the couch down there? Have you guys seen that? The city, I guess, or somebody, professionals, came and took away the benches that are in there. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Yeah, now you can see it. There were benches in here because this is an old trolley stop. See, there's their memorial. They took this over, had it completely filled, and so when they took the benches away, the protesters brought a couch down there. So my question is, so there's the stop sign that you guys see, that you guys probably saw the big controversy with Fat Mike and the stop sign. That was over in this area over here. So we're talking about the same area. And he said he took the stop sign out as a public service. So if we went down there and removed this garbage couch from public land, well, I think it's actually considered private. I think it's owned by the railroad or something. But, that could be a safety hazard. Some kid could get hurt on that or something. So if we went and took that couch away as a public service, what would happen to us? What do you guys think they would do to us if we went and took that couch out of there? Because I think we've already gotten yelled at for messing with their. So over here, this right here, I think you guys can see the cursor on this screen. This is their quote unquote memorial. This is, I guess it's some kind of witchcraft looking stuff that's made to honor the people that got captured or unalived by ICE or whatever. So they have these candles, and it's just a bunch of garbage on the ground in the middle of a public right of way. So it shouldn't be there anyways. But yeah, they are slobs, definitely slobs. Because they had this whole pavilion was just filled with crap, absolutely filled. And I guess they came and cleaned it all up. It took the benches out so they couldn't sleep there. So now they put a couch there. But if we went and took that couch away, what would they do to us? They can remove stop signs. They can totally vandalize and break windows, and they're probably doing damage to the big tree. And they get away with all of it. But I bet you if we went down there and got rid of that one couch, there'd be 15 cop cars down there, and somebody would end up with charges. And that's ridiculous. They are thrashing that area down there. Somebody was pointing that out a couple nights ago, the difference between some time ago and what it looks like now. I show videos about the last ICE occupation. The railroad doesn't care, Nicholas. We've tried. They don't care. They're not going to bother with it because they know the city's going to let them go back and do it again anyways. A lot of people just have a throw your hands up and breathe a heavy sigh and walk away approach because they get no support from the city whatsoever, especially law enforcement. But somebody was showing pictures about the difference of what it used to look like. And even like I said, I've shown videos of the last occupation back in before 2020. And even then they had people posted in the driveway and in front of the building and wouldn't let them on the property. And they had the assistance of the police department, the police bureau in our case. And it was clean. They had to put some boards up for a little bit. I think it was preemptive. This time it was reactive, but I think the first time they put boards up was preemptive. And all this area that you're seeing in this picture was blocked off. They made a giant wall across that sidewalk. And I had a big, huge encampment back there. And it's funny because it was at that point in time when all the protesters were complaining about Trump building his wall. And then what do? They turn around and built a wall next to ICE. So we got a kick out of pointing that irony out. But even with this all trashed over here, they weren't allowed to trash the ICE building. And the difference between then and now is almost breathtaking if you see pictures of before and after. They have let them absolutely destroy that place. And it's really sad. It really is. Let me go back to actual school and see. Maybe I can even find a picture that illustrates that. Everybody's talking about the couch. Pam's still running her space. Oh, Mr. Bill's trolling her, it looks like. That's cool. Yeah, what do you guys think about that? About them fighting fascism, quote unquote? Oh, he's already up here. Huh. What do you guys think about them fighting fascism with adult toys? Is that the most ridiculous thing? What the heck? Okay, that's ridiculous. Man, I got a lot of weird stuff on my X tonight. Oh, I love this picture. Black labs matter. All labs matter. I love that picture. Oh, Chad is with Savannah. That would be interesting to watch. I'm gonna have to watch that. If you guys never watch, that's Chad Caton right there. That's my dude. That guy's cool as hell. This is Savannah Craven. She is what's the name of her channel? Oh, I can't remember the name of her channel. Let me look at chat and see if anybody knows. Oh God, am I dead? Okay, you guys can still see this stuff, right? Her Patriot Voice. I know, I'm surprised at it. Yeah, I think Paul Tissue. I think when the weather turns nice, I think they'll try and set it back up again. So if you guys never watch Her Patriot Voice, that's Savannah Craven right there. She has a cool channel. She was in Portland a few weeks ago. But she brings a good perspective, and it's a little different than your normal guy trolling thing. And she does a lot with the Hispanic guy, the Mexican guy. I can't think of his name right. I'm so horrible with names. But there's a Mexican guy that is really, really funny, and she does collaborations with him quite a bit. And it's kind of, they're good at it. They're really good. So Her Patriot Voice, if you ever get a chance to look that up on YouTube, is a really good channel to watch. And there's Geyer. Reno. Okay. Oh, wow. Apparently we got snow up in the mountains last night. I didn't realize that. Oh, let's watch that. Let's watch that. This is up in our mountains, guys. This is a couple hours from where I live, but not that far. Why is my signal so weak? I don't understand. My signal should not be this weak. I don't have anything else connected to it as far as I can tell. Let me look on my phone, see if there's anything I'm missing. Okay. I think my wife is probably watching this right now, so love you. I got your message. And I don't see anything else running to make this be so crappy. I don't know why nothing's running in the background right now. Everything's buffering. This is why I usually do these from home, because I get a halfway decent signal at my house. But for some reason, my hotspot's not working all that great. It says it is. All right, where am I? Am I losing all my viewers yet? Am I just black screen? Are you guys not seeing anything? What is happening? Am I dead to you guys right now? I think everything's being dumb. Let's turn some stuff off here. Don't need that anymore. All right, come on, refresh. Refresh. Okay, you guys can see me now? I'm like trying to turn off everything I can. I don't know if I was black screen or not. Let's see if I missed some chat. All right, am I back now? I know there's a delay, so I'll wait a minute. Hopefully I'm back now. I should try turning it on my phone so I can see what's going on. How about? It's so frustrating. Oh, flashbacks, 2017 protests in Salem. Back in studio. Awesome. All right. That doesn't look like Salem. That looks like Portland. Maybe it is Salem. Doesn't look like it. No, those are Salem cops. Sorry, I'm looking at BCPs on my phone. I'm trying to get to this on my phone so I can see what you guys see. Channel. Videos live. Videos live. It's not even showing me what is happening. Live at the Restream April 15th. That would be today. It's not showing me that I'm live right now. What is going on? I'm live. Obviously, you guys are talking to me. Oh. Sometimes I really hate technology. So we turned everything off. Let's see if I can hit back to X now with some success. Now that everything is off. The computer seems to be going faster. That's a good sign. That was K2. I want to look up that truck video. Pretty sure it was on K2. Let's look for it. He's in Albany. Morris High School. Oh, that looks like Sandy's bike. Huh. That looks just like the bike Sandy rides. Ooh, a whale. Whale in Seaside 4 hours ago. 40-foot adult gray whale in Seaside. That'd be neat to see. Although I hear that these whales stink when they wash up on shore. Probably don't want to spend the rest of your day smelling like a dead whale. Okay, here's the... All right, go back to the beginning. Man, he was hauling ass to go that far like that. Yeah, he's going way too fast. You're going way too fast. Name that movie, guys. Yeah, that had to be butthole pucker time. And if you look up here, that's a chain up area, a chain up pull out. So all these trucks are, you see there's a driver out there. They were all sitting there chaining up. I'm glad they were probably really glad that truck went farther than the area, because if he had a slid into there, that would have been really bad. Luckily, he came around and missed all that. That's pretty fortunate, actually. All right, let's see what else we're missing. Whoa. I want to watch that big guy again. That was funny. And then he jumps at the end. That's funny. You guys aren't even seeing it. Oh my God, what is happening? I am so not handling business right now. Hold on, I'll show you guys what I'm seeing. You guys aren't even seeing it.
Goes down the road, quick strides, keeping the pole steady. Plugs it. Oh, that is bending hard. Ball's gone. It's not clean in two. He comes down on the edge of the mat. A tough break for him.
Let's make it bigger.
The heaviest one on the field on his third attempt.
I don't know why. I just keep thinking about wider Mike. I love that jump. He jumped right up there. He's like, I want to get up there.
A dramatic break there, sending him straight into the mat. Thankfully, he's open. Here comes Walker, building speed, eyes on the bar.
I just can't help but think, what if these are like Special Olympics people and we're laughing at Special Olympics people? Then I'm going to feel really bad. Yeah, I'm going to feel really bad if those are Special Olympics people because I can't stop laughing now. Oh, we're not allowed to do that, apparently. There's a guy here. Oh, looks like Seattle's getting some snow. Portland very rarely gets snow. Oh, apparently they got a water spout, mini tornado. Oh, wow. I want snow. I love snow. Oh my goodness, Tupac. Fixer made one of Tupac. Oh my goodness, and he's got Timo CeeLo in there. Oh no, that's funny. That cat's going to town. All right, let me see if anybody's watching me. Or did I lose everybody? It was actually, I was out flying earlier before that shit came. I'm assuming you're up there in Seattle then, Unfiltered? Boy, to be that cat right now. 2 minutes of hail in North Idaho too. Yeah, we didn't get that. We got some bad storms in the middle of the night last night, but most of the stuff probably went north of us. Oh my God, who's chimping? Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's going to create some controversy. Well, it looks like Captain Jerry got his new ride put together. That's cool. Oh, dude. Oh my goodness. Holy crap. Oh, of course she's yelling at him. Oh, dude. That is epic fail. Wow. Somebody is not getting laid tonight. I'll tell you that. Ooh. Ooh. Hold on, we got to see that. That was wicked looking. Go back to the beginning.
So take a look on your screen as we show
with a concrete truck. Holy crap.
Pulling through, crossing that middle divider and hitting head on with the cement truck. Both trucks.
Wow, dude.
Fire, a blaze happening. That's why
holy macaroni. That was evil. Did you guys see that? Maybe they'll show it again.
Moving forward, Cal Fire out here to
what a mess.
As soon as possible to keep everyone safe. So take a look on your screen as we
bam. Oh my goodness.
You can see that truck pulling through.
How did he end up over there?
Divider and hitting head on with the cement truck. Both trucks catching fire, a blaze happening.
Oh, I thought I saw fire in there too, and all that dust.
The California Highway Patrol out here to make sure that they can keep traffic moving forward. Cal Fire out here to
Yeah, that was wicked.
As soon as possible to keep everyone safe. So take a look on your screen as
Bam.
video of the crash that did happen.
Holy crap! How does that even happen? They're probably telling me, and I can't hear it.
Head on with the cement truck. Both trucks catch.
Oh, is that Ed Eagle's dogs? Is Ed Eagle in here? Ed Eagle's always around. Is this his dogs? Oh, now those are adorable. Ed Eagle, are you in here? You're always in everywhere. Are you in here, and is that your dogs? Those are cute as hell. Those are adorable dogs. Tina. Oh, he's going live at 8. Did I miss that? So they're doing a team up podcast now. Oh, that's funny. So everybody's mad because that's why she's so mad. Because some more J6ers are getting pardoned. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. What is this about?
Hey, stop that! It's midnight! Give me that! No, sir, no more fiddle tonight, got it? Inside with this thing. Go home.
No more fiddle.
Hey, what did I say about the noise? It's the middle of the night! No more synth on the porch! Yep, you're done. I'm taking it inside. Go back to your bed. Hey, quit it! It's midnight! Give me that pipe! No more playing tonight, you hear me? Inside with this. Go home. Hey, it's midnight! Give me those sticks! No more concerts tonight, you hear me? Inside with these. Go home. Hey, quit it! It's midnight. Give me that stick. No more playing tonight, you hear me? Inside with this. Go home. Hey, knock it off. It's midnight. Give me that thing. Hiss. No more didgeridoo tonight. You hear me? Inside with it. Go home.
What a didgeridoo.
Hey,
She hit him with the door.
It's midnight. Give me these. No more cymbals tonight. Understand? Inside. Go home. Hey, knock it off. It's midnight. Give me this. Hiss. No more gongs tonight. Understand? Inside. Go home. Hey, midnight aerobics now? The whole porch is shaking. Volume down, pause off the neighbor's nerves, and at least cool down before 3 a.m., okay?
No, that's funny. NTK decided to go a little less PG. Huh. Yeah, apparently he had a video out from a long time ago that he got warned for or something that had some inappropriate material on it that he had forgotten about or something. I don't know what the, I just know he was saying, oh my God, I didn't mean to put that out there. So I'm not sure what the whole deal was, but apparently, yeah, he was going less PG. Prius as fuck. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that is definitely a Prius. every liberal bumper sticker you could possibly dream of on the back of that car. What the heck? There's got to be a joke to this somewhere. Okay. Chad Keaton? He's everywhere lately. Huh. He's still not even reaching 900. All that and not even reaching 900. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's a hell of a punch right there, but those machines are so rigged. Dude, he threw everything into that. And it still didn't get him 900. Those machines are such a joke. Oh, we're not supposed to show Sandy's face, so I won't show Sandy's face. Let me check my chat. I would have had to watch 5 times to find the joke. Yeah, I better change that because we're not supposed to show Sandy's face. It's apparently a no-no. What in the heck? Oh, that's in Seattle. In the snow in Seattle. What in the living hell? It's Tarzan outfit.
The hell is this, bro?
The hell is this?
Nice bike!
I thought Portland was weird.
He's a real man.
Real man.
What the hell am I seeing, bro?
Wow. Wow. And they wonder why the rest of the world laughs at us.
What the hell am I seeing, bro?
That's got to be crazy to ride, though. I mean, despite all the other obvious crazy stuff about this picture, I don't see how you can ride those. That just seems weird. I think I may be too old to try now.
Another one of those only in Seattle moments. Snowing, and then you see some dude in a leotard.
Oh, no. Oh, that's a bad joke. That's a bad joke. Wait, Howard, what? Sandy's dad got something? Explain that, Howard. I'm trying not to talk about Sandy, but now you got me curious what you mean by that. That is such a bad joke right there. That is such a bad joke, but funny. I see a beach in Poland. What am I missing? All right, I don't know what that's about. is she feeding? Is that a turtle? Huh. It's a big ass turtle. I don't know. Can turtles hurt you? Oh, that was a bitch smack and a half. Oh, look at this chick go to town. Wait, did he smack her? Oh no, he smacked him, or he smacked him, and then she went after him. Dude, that was a hell of a bitch smack. The hell? They're all taking a nap? Huh. Oh, I seen that. These guys are funny. They're just enjoying themselves. Hi, honey. I see you in there. I got your message, babe. Oh, I got the phone in there. I'm going to be screwed here. Oh. Not to plug the phone in. This can go. Okay. Got that taken care of. Almost lost everything. My phone was almost dead with my hotspot. Glad you made it home safe, hon, from the pit of hell you were in. Oof. Oh, damn. They got really ran over. That was a serious running over. Ooh. What's with her pants? Wow. All right, let's use him a chat. Cows. Paul. He turned out to be not Antifa. I forgot to talk about it on my channel. I mentioned it on somebody else's stream a few nights ago. It turns out that he was actually role playing for DPSST training. He's playing the bad guy in some real life role playing for cops to train, readiness alert, and for clearing spaces and felony stops and stuff like that. And he was actually playing one of the bad people for cop training. And that's why he had the shirt on. And it wasn't an Antifa shirt. It was a shirt promoting something else. It just happened to look like incredibly like the DSL flag shirt. So it was all a misunderstanding, and we all laughed about it. I talked to him about it, and we all got a good kick out of it. So he understood why I thought that, but he just laughed. He's like, "No, dude, it was pretend. It was a play role." So that's the update on that. Nothing bad came of that. It was just a big aha moment.
I would with that. You know what you should do? You should sanction me. Sanction me with your army. Oh, wait a minute. You don't have an army. I guess that means you need to shut the up. That's what I do if I didn't have no army. I would up. Shut the up. Have a problem with that?
Okay, not sure what that was about. That was weird.
With that?
Oh, here's the water spout in Seattle tonight, I guess, today. You guys want to see the water spout? That's pretty cool.
Unbelievable. Wow.
Are we fighting about flowers again?
Unbelievable. Wow.
That's crazy. Who said? I forget who was saying that they were by Seattle. Howard, what is going on with Sandy's dad got goats or something? I still want to know what that's about. Unfiltered and Raw said they were by Seattle.
Unbelievable.
Did you know about this today, Unfiltered? Howard said he Googled something. I still want to know what Sandy's dad had. That's weird.
Unbelievable. Wow.
I don't know what's going on with the flower thing. I heard something about it on Danny and Chris's chat a couple days ago. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but it's not a fight about flowers, guys. You see it from the sky? Oh, so you were actually flying today? I thought you were speaking figuratively. You were actually flying? Wow. Yeah, I'm not sure what that was about, Nicholas. I thought it was kind of everybody was joking with everybody. But I don't know what that's about, but I don't want us fighting about it in here. Kind of wish I knew how to get my wife in here.
Unbelievable. Wow.
Find out what she saw today, but maybe I'll talk about it tomorrow. Apparently my wife went to a comedy show with a friend that seems like it turned out to be kind of lefty filled. So she spent the night with the evening with a bunch of liberals. Oh, you couldn't even make it to Seattle because of this crap? That's not very far either. Everett to Seattle is not very far. I've done some work up there in the convergence zone.
Unbelievable. Wow.
It was actually up in north of Everett in Mukilteo.
Unbelievable. Wow.
That was crazy, man. When we were doing that, I want to say it was winter time, like early winter, if I remember correctly. And it was so foggy. Like I said, it was not in Everett. It was up in the Mukilteo. But we were building an iron building, and when we were erecting the beam frame, we had a crane, and then we had to be up in a scissor lift to land them together and put the bolts in and whatnot. And the fog was so thick every day that after a couple of days we finally broke down and went to Walmart or something and bought a bunch of walkie-talkies because the fog was so thick that we couldn't hear when we were talking to the people from the scissor lift. Was like 30 feet in the air, the basket, and we couldn't talk to the people on the ground because the fog was so thick you couldn't even hear each other. And it was like that every stinking day. And then when the fog would go away, it would just pour rain. It was never nice up there. I hated that town. Okay. The hell? Pretty sure that was a dude. Driving with your firearm. What the heck? That seems pretty crazy. Trying to find something interesting. Whoa. Well, that's that dancing Viking guy, I think. That's creeping me out. I can't watch that. That's how I was feeling a few hours ago. And I still got hours left to go. All right, let's see. Yeah, we're trying to fly into Seattle. Small aircraft was trying to fly into Boeing Field. Several spouse wasn't smart enough to take video or a pic. Several of them, huh? Wow, that's crazy. Pretty weird weather up there, I guess, then, huh? I mean, you guys get more weather than we do, but not drastically. Oh, what's going on my phone? Taking things off my bank card and I have no idea what. That's awesome. Okay. Yeah, that's one way to figure it out, I guess. I don't know what your odds are on a thing like, oh, then he puts two orange ones in there. That's funny. Okay, now I get the joke. Now I get the joke. Oh, here we go with the rain again. I'm in this stupid metal box. And it was raining so bad last night that I literally couldn't hear myself think. I hope it doesn't get that bad tonight. I brought my, let's see, brought my big headphones just in case, because I couldn't hear anything last night. Like the speakers on my laptop are garbage. So I stayed up all night last night. I was making a song, producing a song for my wife. And so I got home this morning and decided to play it for her. And she's like, yeah, I like it. Nah, it's okay. It's good. Yeah. And I'm like, this song is awesome. This is fire. Why are you not excited about this? And then I realized that the junk speakers on my laptop were only playing like half the music. So I plugged my headphones in and gave them to her. And like instantly this giant smile. And she's like, yeah, this is good. It's like, I don't understand why. Do they make laptops with good sound to them, or is it just a laptop thing? Because it sounds like garbage unless I plug it into a system. I guess I better find something interesting to put on here. I've only got 8 viewers left. I wonder if it will let me. Oh God, a map of Palestine. That's funny. I wonder if it'll let me do YouTube now. Oh, what? That's an accountant?
Hey, hey. Come to boss we come and file your taxes. Come and file your taxes. You know you want that cash advance. You want that cash advance. You better file. Hey. File. Hey. Come to boss we gonna hook you up. We gonna make sure you get that max refund. You got a couple kids and you a single baby mom. Don't worry about it, little girl, that's my job.
What?
Come and file your taxes. Come and file your taxes. Come and file your taxes. You know you want that cash advance.
All right, I'm not sure who's leaving, but tonight.
You better file.
I'm not sure.
Come and file your taxes. Come and file your taxes. You know you want that cash advance.
All right, put a 1 in the chat if this is your tax man.
You want that cash advance. You better file. Hey.
This is an accountant. He wants to be your tax man.
File. Hey. Come to boss we gonna hook you up. We gonna make sure you get that max refund. You got a couple kids and you a single baby mom. Don't worry about it, little girl, that's my job. Come and file your taxes. Come and file your taxes. Come and file your taxes. You know you want that cash advance. You want that cash advance. You better file. Come and file your taxes. Come and file your taxes.
The actual
you know you want that cash advance.
Oh, can't show that. I want to get in trouble. The heck? The bird in the background. I'm gonna make that bigger so you guys can see it. Okay, why am I watching this? That's not new. My wife does that all the time. No, why is that? That's not new at all. Oof. So apparently you can get away with a lot more stuff on X than you can on YouTube. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, I gotta watch this. This is funny looking. That's funny.
इसको देखा है कहीं? ठीक से देख लो एक बार। बहुत बड़ा क्रिमिनल है।
Gets scared to death. Oh, that's funny. Oh, you just get impaled. He just got killed by his own pole bull.
There you go. There you
go. Oh. I gotta see that again.
There you go.
Oh, that is not good times. Oh,
I got nothing to do with that.
Ow. No cockroaches. Okay, that was anticlimactic. All right, let's see. Down like 7 viewers. Let me see if I can get YouTube to work on here now. Let me get that bigger. All right.
Police in Berkeley, California arrested 20 people on Sunday as they tried to keep leftist groups and alt-right marchers away from each other at a public park. This kind of brawl is becoming a regular weekend event in liberal strongholds along the West Coast. On Saturday in Portland, the conservative group Patriot Prayer held its third rally in just 2 months.
Everybody came here for a higher cause. It's not ourselves, God, so we're asking you to guide us to take this march, take it to the right spot, and to make sure we show this country what it is to be a real American. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
USA! USA! Joey Gibson is the founder of Patriot Prayer, a right-wing group that says it stands for free speech and disavows racism, but has a history of holding rallies that attract white supremacists. Gibson is also running for Senate as a Republican in Washington state, but instead of talking to voters in his own state, he keeps coming back to Portland, Oregon, a city that his group says needs to be cleansed.
Oh my God. Okay, so here.
Gibson's most recent rally here was in June.
Hold on a second.
Police declared it a riot, and 5 people were.
They do this.
Gibson's most voters in his own state. He keeps coming back to Portland.
So that right there is actually my post that they keep attributing to Joey Gibson. At that time, I was Patriot Prayer of Oregon. That is my post, and it goes a whole lot. It's a lot longer than that. But because I put it on the Patriot Prayer page, they swear up and down that Joey Gibson wrote that. That's hilarious, but that's my post. I wrote that. It's on one of my Facebook things somewhere a long time ago.
Oregon, a city that his group says needs to be cleansed. Gibson's most recent rally here was in June. Police declared it a riot, and 5 people were sent to the hospital. When Gibson announced he'd be coming back this month along with the Proud Boys, he encouraged his followers to bring guns. Local Antifa said they would counter-protest.
Incorrect. Nobody encouraged anybody to bring pew-pews. That is misinformation.
So did a coalition of activists called Pop Mob, short for Popular Mobilization.
We want a world free from white supremacy, free from racism and xenophobia. And we think that believing in these things is what makes you an anti-fascist.
So what are you telling people to do when, for example, a group like Proud Boys, a group like Patriot Prayer comes in Portland?
To unite, to become.
All right, guys, I'm going to start this from the beginning. I got to step back outside for a minute, but at least I was smart enough to have something for you guys to watch. We'll go to the very beginning of this, and I'll let it play. I will be right back in a minute. Turn it up a little bit. You can hear it.
The regular!
Where's the volume button?
Get the fuck out of Portland!
Police in Berkeley, California arrested 20 people on Sunday
right back
as
in a
they
minute.
tried to keep leftist groups and alt-right marchers away from each other at a public park. This kind of brawl is becoming a regular weekend event in liberal strongholds along the West Coast. On Saturday in Portland, the conservative group Patriot Prayer held its 3rd rally in just 2 months.
Everybody came here for a higher cause. It's not ourselves, God. So we're asking you to guide us to take this march, take it to the right spot, and to make sure we show this country what it is to be a real American. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
USA! USA!
Joey Gibson is the founder of Patriot Prayer, a right-wing group that says it stands for free speech and disavows racism, but has a history of holding rallies that attract white supremacists. Gibson is also running for Senate as a Republican in Washington state, but instead of talking to voters in his own state, he keeps coming back to Portland, Oregon, a city that his group says needs to be cleansed. Gibson's most recent rally here was in June. Police declared it a riot, and 5 people were sent to the hospital. When Gibson announced he'd be coming back this month along with the Proud Boys, he encouraged his followers to bring guns. Local Antifa said they would counter-protest. So did a coalition of activists called Pop Mob, short for Popular Mobilization.
We want a world free from white supremacy, free from racism and xenophobia. And we think that believing in these things is what makes you an anti-fascist.
So what are you telling people to do when, for example, a group like Proud Boys, a group like Patriot Prayer comes in Portland?
To unite, to become a power that is impossible to ignore, and to have a huge show of strength that says, we're not going to tolerate it anymore.
The Pop Mob said there were about 1,000 counter-protesters in all. Patriot Prayer only had about 200 people on their side.
Regular! Get the fuck out of Portland! Go back across the border, Taco! Yeah!
But Joey Gibson isn't playing a numbers game. He wants to create scenes that will make leftists look violent and make him look like the victim. He did it at Berkeley last year, and he did it again this Saturday in Portland. He's got a formula. Walk into counter protesters, provoke a violent reaction, then retreat back behind the police line. Later, he posts a video of the whole thing on Facebook.
USA! USA! USA!
Why walk over to where you know people are going to attack you? Well, we got to build the bridge. So they're dividing us on purpose. If they want to attack me, they can, but I'm not going to fight back. So, and we got it on camera. They didn't really attack me that bad anyway, so.
Right, so are you just going over to provoke people?
No. No.
This is OG stuff. This is back in the day.
So far, Gibson's strategy seems to be working. He's announced that he'll be holding a rally against left-wing violence next week, this time in Seattle. Portland police arrested 4 leftists on Saturday. They also announced they'd be investigating reports that their stun grenades injured counter-protesters. Adam Brockman is a counselor on Pop Mob's mental health team.
Have you ever thought that maybe if we just stay home, that would be better? There's nobody to fight. There's no bad PR.
Yeah, he's a violent lefty that likes to
Somebody
start
comes,
back in
they
the
yell a
day.
little bit, they wave some flags, we all go home, we're happy. You ever thought about that?
Yeah, I think that if we could just like turn our backs on them and ignore them, then I think that fascism would have been eradicated a long time ago. But that's not how it works. I think that they, even though it's risky, it is politically risky to come out here and confront them. I think it's absolutely necessary.
Propaganda, like Pam likes to say. Oh, I'm in this video.
We're actually fighting for everybody instead of just one group of people. They're fighting for white people.
2 protests scheduled for the same day end in clashes and multiple arrests in downtown Portland. Welcome to Coin 6 News at 11. I'm Trevor Ault. Antifa protesters battled it out with members of Patriot Prayer, and if this feels familiar, it should. Today's events stem from a protest that happened a year ago. This was the scene in 2017 when thousands of pro-Trump demonstrators and counter-protesters converged in downtown Portland. Last year, Trump supporters planned a free speech rally downtown, but following the deadly mass stabbing just a few weeks before, Mayor Ted Wheeler instructed federal agents to revoke the rally's permit. Well, the group showed up anyway, and so did counter-protesters. Ultimately, police used smoke bombs and rubber bullets to disperse those crowds. They confiscated several weapons, and a total of 14 people were arrested. Now, that was then. This is now. Our Jennifer Dowling was there last year and there today. Jennifer, how did this one compare to last year's protest?
Well, Trevor, as far as crowd size is concerned, there were not as many people here this year as there were last year on either side. So the numbers were down, but those who were at the rallies really got into it.
Oh, there's me fighting. There was me fighting.
It was a challenge to separate Antifa and the Patriot Prayer group from clashing. The pepper spray was flying, and sometimes bottles and other objects got tossed into the crowd. Scuffles broke out periodically, sometimes involving backpacks, hats, and flags. On the Patriot Prayer side, this freedom of speech rally was supposed to be a send-off for Tiny Toese. He was arrested during a scuffle with Antifa at last year's event.
Last thing we want is for Tiny to wind up going to jail before he has to go.
There's me right there.
A fight interrupted this interview, and out of a mass of people shoving, Tiny appeared. He just finished washing pepper spray out of his eyes when we caught up with him to ask about his trip home to the Samoan Islands.
How does it feel to be back for this last rally?
It's sad. We've been trying the whole time we've been coming into Portland. Everything has been good. But, I think one of the problem here in Portland It's the higher ups in Portland, starting from the mayor, the council, everybody. They need to do what's right, start standing up against these extremists.
Tiny was not detained this year, but there were still people taken away in cuffs. This man with blood streaming down his face. And another man was prevented from entering the park after officers found a 3-inch pocket knife on him. He was also taken away.
You're citing a law that doesn't exist.
Wait, mine?
What am I being detained for? What am I being arrested for? Tell me what.
What's going on, guys? Did I get a suspension? Copy my match video live stream. Oh, I just got a notification, I guess. What have I been copyrighted for? Just got copyrighted for something. Am I still on? It doesn't tell me why, though. It says it's re-enabled. Reported he was harassed folks with fragment. It's doing the same. So am I still on, guys? Okay, what's happening right now? Who was harassing folks at the flag wave? What's going on? I'm missing something. I stepped outside and now everything's whacked. What's going on? Live. Is this what somebody put Moon River up here? Does this have to do with what's happening right now? Well, who was harassing folks? I don't know what's going on right now. I'm confused. Was a message saying policy violation stream unavailable? Was it on the screen while I was looking at something else? And who was harassing who? Oh, Nicholas Barchak reported my stream? What? What? He was just in here talking. Because you said something about flowers? No, I got a violation because I got an email about it just now on my phone. I don't know what that means. Should I stop this and start over again? So I have some. I'm so confused right now. I wonder what I got violated for. I should probably stop this and start over because this stream's going to be useless now, I think. Yeah, I've only got like 4 people on here, I guess. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm going to stop this and restart. If you guys want to rejoin me, the 4 of you that are left. Yeah, it's live, but if they copyrighted it, that means it's going to get messed with. And that means everything is going to be useless to me right now. I'm going to stop this and restart it. So if you guys want to wait a minute and come back on, that would be great. I'd appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe someone reported. I don't know what happened. It's telling me a copyright violation. It must have been something on one of the videos I was playing. Probably something off of X that had music on it or something. But guys, I'm going to stop this and restart it. So if you want to join me on the next live here in a couple minutes, that'd be great. We're going to start it over so that I'm not operating under a violated stream, because I don't get any watch hours for this or anything if it's been violated. So let me restart, and I will be right back. I'd appreciate it if you guys rejoin me in a few minutes.